What it do?
JTO again.
Back in your face, whatever episode this is.
Yeah,
30 something.
We gotta be on. Gotta be close to like 40, man. It's gotta be like 38.
We're knocking on the door. We gotta be, but whichever one it is.
At heaven's door, just asking to be let in, y'all. We trying to get back out too, though, of course. But
yeah, back in here. How you doing? Another week?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I wouldn't say good. I'm all right, but we making it out here. And it's funny. I even said that. I was thinking the other day, man. Heaven must be boring as hell.
Oh, it's gotta be.
Yeah, like it's too much. I can't even. I be going crazy talking to people and they don't laugh at the joke hard enough.
Yeah. There's no comedians in heaven. Yeah.
Actors go to hell too. Shouldn't they?
All the fun. Anyone entertaining is probably. I mean, Kurt Franklin's gonna be up there turning it up. That's gonna be fun. But like, it's not gonna be getting down like the WAP. So.
Yeah. And that WAP controversy is weird. That's the weirdest. Like, that's the only time I've sat and really thought like, yo, this is the one time like y'all should be in full support. Like, everyone should be on these streets.
Sexism, people, and I don't know, it's weird. Like, and people are pretty over it, I guess. It's just a regular storyline or story time, but like, it's just guys being like chauvinistic and not even realizing it. Like, it's weird. It was funny seeing people explain it to people or try to, like, in real time. It's just like, no, they need to be better than us. Like, but why though? Like, what does that even mean? They can do whatever they want. Like, we march for this. Don't you remember? Like, what is it?
And out of all the guys, like, I've heard one guy say his perspective on women doing shit the best. He was like, I don't care what they do. They can do whatever they want. I'm not going to judge them for any of it. But he was like, now if they want to, depending how involved they want to be with me, now it might start mattering. But it doesn't matter that they did it. It matters on what level of communication they're trying to reach with me. And I was like, that's just, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I don't even know that, like, you think Cardi B's come knocking on his door and being like, yo, listen to this album?
No, he wasn't saying it to talk about the song, but he was talking about people in general. Because he was saying, like, people will talk about, what should we call it, sex positivity in a way where they make the narrative that a guy is trying to prevent them from doing what they want to do. And he's like, no, I don't care what you do what you want. But he was like, if I'm talking to someone and I find out that they do something XYZ, that doesn't mean that I just have to act like you don't do it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You have the right to feel how you want to feel, but everyone has the right to say what they have to say. You just don't have to like it.
Exactly.
Like, that's, someone literally had a quote like that, where it was, I might disagree with what you have to say, but I'll die for your right to say it. Sums up just like, because it's America. It's the first thing. The first thing. We gotta do a whole we the people preamble, and then it's like, number one, what's the first thing? Say whatever the fuck you want about anybody, anywhere, and on the streets for sure. Symbol that shit. Avenge, like, you know what I'm saying? And then the second one. It's like, alright, but also everyone can have a gun, so watch what you say, really. Like, you can say what you want to do, but they have the right to shoot you in the fucking face if they don't like it. See, I mean, we really took care of these things. Read the Constitution. You don't even have to get all the way in. The first two really give you the lowdown of what we're about. You can do what the fuck you want, but no one has to like it, and they're armed.
For real?
You know, that's straight up. Like, that's what it is.
And that's the best shit, because like that was my big thing for when he said it, because I have to say, I've never, like, even when he said it made me think, like, I've not experienced a lot of the stuff that dudes complain about for these women. Like, I don't. I didn't go through that. Like, I feel them because it's a scary thing to go through, Like when they talk about like family court systems, or they talk about some crazy shit. It's like, yeah. But then I really thought, like, for the stuff I've went through, yeah. Or I think we've already talked about something like this. Like how far you are from a situation. But if you go through something, yeah, I get it. Like, you've went through it. But a lot of guys, and I mean me included, I had to even think about it. Like, we feel so much for someone else's situation that we like ride it like it's our own, and it don't be. And I was saying that just in terms of the family court system, because like I've had a homeboy that he got messed up with it and da 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 da. So I took that to like I would go around, like, if someone if we get into a conversation about it and it comes up, I'd be like, oh, I come with the passion like as though it was me. Like, nah, it's not. Like, I still feel it, but it's an appropriate level of feeling.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Actually, if it's all grounded in good facts, I guess. Like, if you're riding hard for someone that's saying they're wrongfully accused, and you're like, nah, fuck that. As long as they didn't do it, like if they did it,
you gotta flip.
I mean, but like, that also deters you from riding like that hard again, because it's like, wait, what? You really did that shit? Like, for real? Like, you found the body in his basement, and his blood was on it, and the gloves had his skin inside the gloves, in the blood, in his basement. You found that, and he was there. Wait, and on the wall there was a wall full of Polaroids of him posing with the shits. Why did you take the picture? Why? We're not, so you really found that for real? All that?
You never want to believe it.
And there was newspapers in the pictures with the date on it.
No, it's like R. Kelly might have been the preamble to all of this.
That was literally, I forgot about that. That was a Chappelle skit. It was
Boondocks too.
But it was Chappelle in court. No, I mean, like, just more of it. Like, the whole point of the skit was, I'm black, so I'm believing the black people. You gotta convince me otherwise. And so he's like in court. He's jury selection for like these different court cases, and it's like OJ was like the last one. It's like all these big court cases, black court cases. It's like, nah, you do that shit. Like, you gotta convince me you did that shit. Like, there's no way. It's like this faulty DNA's. Like, you get like he goes like case by case. It's hilarious. It's worth a peep. Yeah. So, but I think part of that comes from the fact that it could be me. It could have been me, kind of thing. Which is, I think, rightfully right to get emotional about. So yeah, when all the context is there, really wrongfully accused, didn't do it, you know that more than you believe that. I feel like having that level of passion behind it is fair, because it's interesting that you even bring this up, because Maul on the last Joe Budden podcast, like, he came back and did like a slight retracement from his statements about like Tory Lanez, because he was like one of those guys came up and was like, yeah, why you seem really passionate about that, like you're personal about it. Like, he had a real problem with Tory directly, and so he started running back, but he's like, also like, but he was coming from a place of, no, there's no reason a guy should shoot a woman, and now he's confirmed he shot, like, so he's taking it that way, and it seemed personal, I guess, to people, but like, I think it's an appropriate amount of emotion to have behind it when all those factors. Wait, this guy really shot that woman for what? For nothing? Like, she didn't have a gun? Like, she didn't have a gun? Like, so she was walking away? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's asinine. So it was like, that you should.
I believe it, but I also feel like I shouldn't believe it.
Believe what?
Or like I believe that it was more wrong for him to have shot Meg, considering that she was a woman, but I don't feel like I should feel that way.
We shouldn't shoot anybody.
I definitely feel that way, but I'm saying that's something that commonly happens. Like, dudes get shot all the time for no reason. That's very real.
But it's all terrible.
But we don't care a lot of the time. We're not like, it's not making news. It's not going crazy. G Herbo had gotten shot.
Well, it's also because, alright.
But the fact that a dude shot her changes everything.
Well, it does, because, like, alright, in general, I think we've gone through this, like, early episodes. Maybe not this, but, like,
kind of something like this.
The effect that women are, by default, more vulnerable with men. In comparison in the same situation, like you overpower in like 95% of cases by existing, by being awake.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's always an option. Like women always have to move with the fact that violence can happen and you're a little defenseless. Or it's like mace. You ever thought about carrying mace? Never. Like,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that's the core of it. That because we all know that. We all move that way. Everything we do is kind of based on that. That's why No Means No is so serious because like, all right, if a guy hits on you and you say no when he tries to push up on you, you get to throw hands and feet on him. You know what I'm saying? And whatever. But like a woman does that, she then tries to throw hands and feet on you, and you're like, no, like that extra, because you've already, that battle, she's, you know what I'm saying, she's fighting for her life, and it was easy for you, and that was always the case, so like it's...
You're punching down.
Yeah, so that makes it extra egregious, outside of even the fact that taking away people's choices or whatever, but you have that option to take away those choices. That's as despicable as it is. So that's what I'm saying, like, you know what I mean, like...
that's why I started with... I agree and I feel that way.
Yeah.
But I feel as though I should. Like just off of
that is true, like, and the only thing that makes this kind of mildly interesting in this regard is that Tori's tiny and Meg is a stallion. So if there was a case,
and that it's a gun.
No, I mean, no. Take away the
honestly, I feel like that's pretty insignificant. Because, like, a lot of the times in violence, the dude's putting his hands on her and shit like that. But once you introduce a weapon...
I'm trying to fun for a second. Because Tori's like Kevin Hart type. And he's like, he's not even Kevin Hart built, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a tiny dude, rapping hard. You have Megan Thee Stallion sitting at, like, probably like 6 feet in heels, you know what I'm saying? Like, a body, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? She kicks you. Like a direct kick, that's like a horse kicking. You see those thighs? It's a lot of power being generated, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And she looks like she can take care of herself because her mouth is crazy. So she's had to fight somebody for saying the wrong shit.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? So in this case, the gun obviously only makes them semi-even. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit. Okay, I see you.
But it still makes it a bitch ass move, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Should short guys be allowed to hit women?
No.
No.
Stay in your goddamn place.
Midget men, like, I feel like they might need a lane, bro.
Nah, fuck that.
We're at equality. It's size now. Fuck gender.
That's not equality.
You don't mess with people bigger than you. You don't mess with people smaller than you.
You don't. No, but that's what I'm saying. He talks shit, though. He's the shit talker. And? What do you mean, and?
What you mean? What I mean, and?
I'm not
saying it's
down
been a whole...
if you coming at me, like...
It's been a whole lot of women that have talked a whole lot of shit to get beat up, and it's still bad. And it's not... No matter how much shit she talked, because no matter how much shit she talked, she's smaller than you. She's defenseless. You ain't supposed to be getting at her like that. Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is this should extend to dudes the same way. Fuck with people your size. Fuck with people your size.
I think people, nah.
If they too little, you need to just, hey, get your chihuahua ass on.
Nah, there's some strong, short people. And they can fuck up the whole, they got the center of gravity thing going for them.
But they might be horizontally larger though. That's still big. But I'm saying like Tory, you gotta let that chihuahua loose.
Nah, son.
You gotta let that chihuahua loose. I mean, he has a gun, so obviously it evened out. But minus gun, like you gotta let that boy go, or kick him in his shit one time.
Yeah.
Just to show him, like, hey, this could go wrong.
It's ridiculous though. It's like the epitome of bad like decision making that we've seen in a long time.
Oh yeah.
Like, besides like, no, yeah, this is I can't really compare it to anything.
Cat Williams fighting the middle schoolers.
Nah, he could have fought a gang in his way. It's not even as bad. That's like at the end of the day, like that was funny. I can watch that clip right now.
Well, that's because he was
hilarious.
The victim. That's also very key here. Well, he was the one that got beat up.
Yeah. Okay.
If he just injured that little boy, we'd have a very different conversation.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess that really would matter because it would have to go like all the way crazy for it to be like.
Well, I mean, if he shot the boy in the foot, it's the same result.
Well, yeah, if you break, but I guess the point is he didn't bring a gun into it. That's why it wasn't serious. Like,
okay,
that's why it's not even close.
Okay,
like he would have had to like hit that kid and like on the ground strangle him to death. And then it's like, oh, Cat went too far. He's in jail forever now. You know what I'm saying? Like, he would have to beat the shit out of that kid, like, over time. Like, and that was people there, so it was impossible for that to even escalate past. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was impossible to get this far. But a gun, and yeah, shot her, a superstar. Also, you are a super. Like, who does this? Why? There's nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really. It goes. The closest is that'd be Chris Brown and Rihanna, but like that again. Yeah, it's not. It's not the same because she could have died. Like a gun.
What's crazy is I feel like the response for Chris Brown was worse than the response for Tory Lanez.
Well, I don't even know what the response for Tory is. Like I don't.
Dude, people don't even believe Meg Thee Stallion. There's a good number of people that I saw. Dude, I saw a YouTube video yesterday. Dude, it's like her story ain't matching up. If you listen, at first she was in the car.
You saw her.
Then she was, I don't know anything about the situation, honestly.
She went on Instagram Live.
And she told the story in the hoodie.
She showed her foot.
Oh, I didn't see the foot.
Been shot.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's been shot, but like the dude was saying, for example, the dude was like, when she first tells the story, he said something along the lines of she gets out the car, and then when she gets out the car, she gets shot outside the car, but then when she says the police came, she's back inside the car from over there being shot.
Yeah.
And he was like, but how? She went back into the same car of the man that shot her?
Where else is she gonna go? Her other it was her, Tory, and like one
Uber?
No, not Uber. Come on.
She's shot.
Oh, what are you talking about? Uber? They're in like
bro. All I'm
they're in Calabasas,
bro. No. Now listen, I'm not even saying that this is a.
It's her, Tory, like her hairstylist, and like his security.
Okay.
Right. Whatever happens, she walks out. He shoots out the window, shoots her. But they're on. It's at night. They're on the middle of a road, like just a fucking California road. Where the fuck was she supposed to go? Like exactly.
Where she was presumably already getting out the car to go.
But she wasn't really going. She's just mad. Like they're like.
Oh, she just got upset and jumped out the car.
That's why they're in an argument.
Dude, I'm telling you, I don't know about the situation.
Right. Yes, they're beefing. You don't just shoot somebody because like she has a.
Well, dude, I mean.
No, she like
niggas these days are really wild.
Argument in the car. Wreck the shit. I'm sure set on both sides. Stop this fucking car. Let me out right now. Alright. Walks out. I don't know. Reckless something. Bang, bang. Like, that's, and then I'm sure there was, oh my god, you shot her. I can't believe you're fucking, what the fuck? Hops out of the car. Are you okay? Like, think about what would happen. Like, this is not.
No,
like,
don't fucking touch me. I need to get to the hospital. I'm on the phone.
But who's
What?
one of her people is with her. Her hairstyle is right there. Don't touch. She needs help right now. I've been shot. Like, I need assistance right now. Like, I guess I need to go to a hospital or not go to a hospital, because then also the person that I came with shot. Like, that is bizarre. Like, really put yourself in the shoes for a second.
It's a horrible story.
For real. Like, you're at a full panic of like, what the fuck just happened? This is really, my foot is bleeding. You've hit me through my stiletto and shit. Like it's just I don't think you really put yourself in the situation.
No, bro, I believe her. All I was saying, there's still motherfuckers out here that do not believe her.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't even need the story.
That's what I'm saying. That even this people not really taking her perspective on it, or even the perspective of anyone there. Like, what would you do if you were in an argument with your girlfriend on a California road with two people? Like, play it out. Like, you argue with a girl, like, you said crazy shit. I'm at driving to that. And we just came from a party, so we're probably a little drunk. And like, desert California winding roads, a lot of time to say some wild shit. Like, just think about it. Like, you've seen this movie. Like, you've seen movies.
Nah, bro. Like,
You don't need Matlock on this. Like, it's like Chris Brown and Rihanna. It's like they're driving. How did they both get into the car and then she got out of the car like this? I can imagine the series of events that come here.
Those are kind of different though.
It's not really.
It's more steps to one for sure.
It doesn't matter. I'm just saying, either way, you can see what happened. It doesn't matter what happened, but like, there's a real easy connected dots of what happened. Like, why wouldn't anyone shoot someone? They're not happy with him. Why wouldn't they be happy with him? How would they express themselves in that state? They probably have words for each other. That's just regular people. We got two rappers like beefing with each other. Dude, the bars in that car had to be fucking crazy. Dude, there was probably a mixtape worth of ether that got dropped in a 30-minute line. Think about it. These are two people that... You heard Tory rap? Have you heard Meg rap? Like, now think about her really angry at you.
No.
Like, you think she's not going to say...
I didn't even want to... Originally, I never really looked at the story just because I didn't want to have any extra thoughts about it. And that's because... and that's what I put the story to. I thought that she was telling the story in a way that was just impacted by the trauma of being shot.
No, and also, when she got on that live, that was like 2-3 weeks later. And her whole point was, I didn't want to do this because, again, police are shooting black people. You want me to tell them when the police come and investigate this? You want me to tell them that we have a gun in the car? I've seen this story too.
Yeah.
I've been shot once today. Like, so I'm scared of the people in the car. I'm scared of the police coming to save me. I just want this night to fucking end. You know what I'm saying? Get me somewhere where I can get a fucking Band-Aid, some alcohol, and some alcohol.
So they're going to court?
I have no idea. I'm sure you gotta deport him to Canada and let the Canadianize.
Yeah, something. I mean...
Yeah, I would think you go to jail. I don't know.
Yeah, after she speaks out.
Yeah, I would think as soon as she's like, it was him, they gotta be like, yeah, we gotta go get him.
It's also crazy that how much rich motherfuckers don't go to jail for all that shit they be doing.
Well,
that's crazy.
That's a whole different thing.
Yo, they be getting out of some sentences.
Gotta pay those people.
Who was it that was jacking off in front of everybody?
Louis C.K.?
Yeah. He ain't going to no jail doing all that masturbating.
That's not illegal.
What? Wait, whoa. It's not illegal to masturbate in front of people?
Not if they say, yeah, you can masturbate in front of me.
Did those people say, yeah, you could masturbate?
Yeah, they just weren't happy about it. Because they're like, why are you even asking me this question? I'll let you do it, but like, yeah. This is the imagined scenario. You're a female comedian. I'm Louis C.K. I'm Louis C.K. So top maybe 2-3 comedians in a row, blah blah blah, known for the bit. So yeah, you want to write with me? All right, let's go to my hotel room. All right, we're writing. I really want to masturbate in front, like right now. Like, are you cool with that? And they're like, you're so crazy. Yeah, sure, whatever. And then you're like, what happened? Oh, your dick's out. All right, so this is now reality. Yeah. Like, so that's not illegal. It's just disgusting as fuck and all that.
Oh, I thought this was worse.
No.
This sounds fucked up, but I thought this was like way worse. I thought he was just pulling up with that Weinstein energy.
No, I don't think it was ever like actual like rape. It was just like super. It was abuse of power because it was more so that the women were not in a position to say no because he has so much power in said industry that they're trying to. Like Louis, like the writer's writer. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you have a big comic that you bring in, he's that guy. So like if he's like, I want to write with you, fuck yeah, and whatever, working on his shit, working on whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But then also, I'm excited. I'm in this state, and you can line me up with these people. I can't. I'm not gonna. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a fucked up situation to put anyone in ever. Especially when you have that leverage or even in that status, it's even worse. Because people have to really weigh their entire life. Like, all right, I thought I liked comedy, but I might have to go fucking work at Bloomingdale's now. Like, I don't like what.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I say no, is he gonna be mad? Is there violence now? Because that's also a thing. That was never not a thing.
For sure.
Like, so it's just like So is it illegal? I don't think by whatever but like it's fucked.
Yeah, it's
undebatably.
It's weird the situations with power.
And he did lose his shit. Like, it's not like he just.
Oh no, that was the court of public opinion.
Well, no, like he lost like endorsements, like his shows, like he had a whole TV show.
He never went to court though.
You're missing. It's not.
Well, I'm saying those are like people that are playing off of public opinion. Am I right? That's not.
No, it's the facts of what happened. It's not really. I feel a way about this. Like, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to care about how people feel about it. Like, no, that's like the Nick Cannon thing. The Nick Cannon thing, most people were like, I don't know what he said. I might agree, I might not. Is it offensive? What's offensive? The boss was like, I hated that shit. You're gone. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Fuck the public. I'm paying you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. It's like, all right, I heard what you did, and that's fucked up. I don't want to be associated with you. You're done. And same thing with touring. Like, he still tours, but like it's almost in secret. I'm on the email list, but you have to sign up for the email list to buy tickets. He's not doing arenas anymore because he was doing that. Like, it's theaters and stuff. He's still able to make money, but it's not what it was. He was making like maybe, I don't know, I'd say maybe like a quarter, maybe half, probably like a quarter of what he was making 2 or 3 years ago. So that's real. That's a penalty. You didn't take your freedom, but we took your options. That's what the money is.
Well, I guess the reason I was saying that's like court of public opinion is because that's a bunch of people that are making their own independent choices on you. And just as much as that guy said, yeah, I'm done dealing with you, I hated that shit, it could have just as easily been some Republican 70-year-old man like, yo, I feel your struggle, you know? Because it's really just down to what they think. It's not, there's no law behind it.
Yeah, but I guess that doesn't, and I guess I see what you're saying, and you're right. But I feel like that makes it flimsier than it is. And just because it's not law doesn't mean there's no penalties. It's like you were saying, like free speech. Like I don't have to like it. Me and you testing is not. I'm not the law. Like that's just that's the court of public opinion.
Well, that's what I was saying.
So I guess so. Yeah, I don't know. It just I feel like there should be a better, more a stronger term for it for the court of public opinion.
Well, I think it's a plenty strong term because
it's just vocabulary.
It's I think it's strong because it really indicates that everyone's shooting at you. That's really the real indication.
I guess that's the point. Like, it's not. It doesn't have to be everyone shooting at you. It can literally be. It just
big enough people.
It doesn't even have to be people. That's what I'm saying. You can piss off one person. Like that's like if you have a job. And this is just not an entertainment. Like you work at Walmart.
Mm-hmm. You
have a manager, supervisors, maybe 2 or 3 people above you at any given point. And if you work up your manager, now you have a regional manager managing all these regional managers. Then there's a board. You just have one person to piss off right there. Like you can have a bad conversation, poor performance, or what. One person. There's no public opinion. There's no vote. There's no public canceling. That one person says, "All right, they looked at me too wrong, and they can really be replaced." You're replaced.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the same thing. We just see them publicly, so more people have opinions about it. But those opinions, sometimes they matter, but a lot of times, like I don't know, a lot of times they matter.
Well,
but like,
and a lot of times
they don't always. I guess they don't have to. A lot of times they matter, but it doesn't always come down to that. And I think that's the part I don't like about. Like that's the part I think gets lost in it. And the Nick Cannon thing I think is the best example of that because like most people were like people had to go on and people's response to it was explaining how it was offensive. That's never the case. Like when people offend people, like you know what I'm saying. And the thing's canceled. People didn't call for Wilder not to be canceled. People were actually called, no, do not cancel this. You made a mistake. You should be able to apologize.
Yeah.
One guy said, "Fuck this shit." And he's like, "All right, I don't really care how you guys feel about this. I'm shutting it down because I didn't like this." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
that is.
I think that's important, but.
That's a different one.
It's different, but that's not. That just highlights that, but I don't think that is always lacking from a lot of these situations. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's always. I agree because there's always going to be the individual that shoots you down. But what I'm saying is there's normally a group of them. That makes it to where, like you said, they start knocking the options down. For Louis C.K., he didn't have like one guy that was like, all right, I don't want you to be working with us no more. He had groups. I think he had a whole country that was like, yo, it was either him, it was some. No, that was a different guy. One of these guys, they got like, Australia was like, dude, you can't come here no more. You're done.
You know what you're talking about? Or who?
Hold on. Give me 1 second.
And Australia's pretty wild. Like they've they banned people for like letting their pets stay for too long and shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, there's been some like Ashton Kutcher maybe, or someone had some beef about a dog. It was just kind of funny. Because they're like, they really made him do that. Like word, like that's.
Oh, it was this pickup guy.
Okay.
Yeah, his name was Julian Blanc.
What is that? What's a pickup guy?
He goes and picks up women. So,
alright, so he's in a dangerous profession. So
yeah.
It's like coal mining.
Oh, yeah.
Your lifespan so limited.
He got on the internet and he wears this one shirt that's like I don't remember exactly what it says. Something like "fuck fat bitches."
Okay.
It's worse.
Sure.
But it's along those lines.
Okay.
They get in his ass. He goes on CNN. He does a public apology.
You went on CNN? God.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, he's a pickup.
What is that? How? What does he have, a YouTube channel? Like, how does he have a thing?
Yeah, he has a YouTube channel.
Why did he go CNN apologizing? I guess it's
because
was that? Are you for real?
Oh, I'm dead ass.
Okay,
Because they were in his ass and they kicked him out of Australia. Japan was like, yo, we don't want you over
Australian?
here.
Like, where is he? What is he?
I think he's American. He's either American or European. I don't really remember.
Okay.
But he was getting kicked out of countries. And, yeah, we can
What'd he
look up
say?
where he's from.
What'd he say?
Oh, it's not what he said. He did a lot of shit.
Oh, a lot of shit.
He did shit. It's not like he was just chilling.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
he was in some store, like, calling bitches Pikachu, or it was some crazy.
So he's just outside abusing people and recording it.
Basically,
All right,
he's
so
wilding.
He's just a micro.
He's a douche.
Yeah. So it's fine.
No. But what I'm saying is, no one like that he should have gotten arrested. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's kind of where I'm getting at. He should have been arrested. He did enough shit to get there. But instead, they're like, all right, court of public opinion, all these people now hate you, and we're just going to knock off your options. And that's another case of just...
Well...
Because it's a bunch of individual people.
But it sounds like...
It's huge groups of them.
It sounds like they would have arrested him, but he left. Like, that's why they're saying you can't come back here. Like, that's what a threat means to me. Like, well, for one, you can even stop their passports, like clear them through customs, like put you on a list like that. But even if somehow that weren't the case, say you can't come to my country. If I see you, that means you're on site. Like that language is international, from hood to hood. You know what I'm saying? Like,
don't be here.
I see you again. Like, just know what it is. That is that to me. So
then you'd probably have people trying to get him extradited. That's what they just. We're assuming that's what just happened to Tory. They're taking him back to Canada
but that's. I guess imagine the crimes that he was doing. Like,
because
if this was like pranky shit, like being super annoying. That's super annoying, but it's not really illegal unless it is. Like,
I think he was. I think there were like groups of women that were feeling sexually harassed. This happened years ago. It was crazy, but
but we do understand that sexual harassment. I don't want to put on a weird scale, but shooting someone has to be above that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Swear.
Yeah. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah. But we act like it's not. Like, that's a whole different thing. We don't even need to get there. But it's the court of public opinion is wildly powerful. Is kind of my thing. And
I think it's only powerful if you can be fired.
Yeah, it's very powerful if you can be fired.
If you own your own shit or running your own thing, it really can't do. It can put you through a storm, and your people might not like you if it's egregious enough. Like, R. Kelly is kind of the example of this. Like, even though he's in jail. They took his freedom because he was doing some super illegal shit. But if that weren't the case, he could release an album and people would buy it and listen to it, and he would be then making money in theory.
But in the case of R. Kelly, though, I would say the court of public opinion thing went down for, like, when they kicked him off Spotify. Where they were telling him he can't go to these places to perform.
But that's after
that kind of shit.
But he did illegal. That's different though. He broke the law for real though. That's I guess what I'm saying, like.
Well, but I'm saying before he even went to jail.
But
that's
he was on the ramp up to go to jail. That's what I'm saying. There was
for sure. No,
there was as soon as that shit got kickstarted, it was a domino.
I guess a better example would be like young black man. I think it was in like Ohio, somewhere Midwest. He gets accused of raping girl. She can't prove it, so he doesn't go to jail, but he loses his college scholarship. He loses his job. He loses family members. The list. He's losing shit. And then 5 years later, she comes out and she's like, "Yeah, well, I was lying." Public opinion took all of that from him.
He didn't. Damn. So he didn't go to jail?
No, he did. That was a different guy, actually. A different guy.
Yes,
I be mixing, bro. It's a lot of stories, man. It's a lot of stories. Because there was one guy, he went to jail, and then she finally confesses, and he gets out. This guy, he never goes. He loses his team. He loses all of his shit, though.
You sure?
Yeah, we can look it up just to be sure.
Because
let's look it up. To be sure. Yeah,
so hard, so fast.
Guy loses scholarship, false rape charges.
But again, that kind of comes back down to the same thing. It's a person.
That's hella people.
Well, yeah, I guess family. Yeah.
Family, friends, school, job, all of them.
But yeah, I want the story. I don't want to elaborate more.
Another harrowing case of alleged rape occurring at an off-campus drinking party of underage college students. In this instant, teen claimed she was repeatedly raped by 2 football players in a tiny basement. Months later, after players were dismissed from team, withdrawn from the school, 18-year-old Nikki Yavino confesses she had made the rape allegations up to gain sympathy of a prospective boyfriend.
She said 2 years later?
Yeah.
But what happened? Like, what happened?
They lose their school shit. They're getting punished.
But they didn't go to jail? Like,
no.
I don't
because especially with these school cases, they don't go to court. They use like a school tribunal, public opinion more. Motherfuckers that don't have no business telling you what your consequences should be come out and say, these are going to be your consequences. Especially in the cases where they can't prove it and send the boy to jail. So then they can kick you out of school. They can kind of do whatever they want to do with you.
But, okay, that's a broken broken thing or something.
Yeah, and that's just one story, bro.
But I think that's kind of stuff that's come up with like NFL players and stuff. Like something happens and they end up getting cut from the team, but before the law takes any action. I've heard arguments on different cases on like the team should have waited and I get that, but yeah, I guess it comes down to you're vulnerable to the court of public opinion if you can be fired. If someone can take away your stream of income.
It's just another version of power dynamics. The same way power dynamics don't benefit women when they're dealing with a powerful man, power dynamics don't benefit a man when he's being accused of doing shit with women.
But I don't even think it's not even that small scope. It's really anything.
What do you mean? Go ahead.
Like you narrowed it down to just one.
Well, those are just 2 different situations.
I'm saying like the court, you can't you can't wrap it down. It was too narrow. You just said
I kind of was trying to say in the same kind of a situation. Like in the beginning of a situation, a girl will be in a very vulnerable position when she's dealing with a powerful man one-on-one. Just in general, that's a very vulnerable position, and shit can go bad. But for a man, if he's been accused of anything, of doing that shit to a woman, his power position is shot. He can be however powerful he wants. Once they're saying you did this to her, whatever power he had's down the drain until further notice. Because right now you're getting shitted on.
Yeah.
And I mean Parkland 5, young black man right here.
Yeah, you're right.
You just have to say it.
Yeah, it has to be balanced.
And then there's no consequences. That girl didn't go to jail.
That's really the thing. There needs to be consequences up front for that. Like, falsely accuse someone of this, but it's a weird balancing thing though, because like
then you discourage them from coming out.
Exactly. So it's a struggle. We'll get there. We just we're correcting both ways. Eventually we'll find the median, but it's gonna be a lot of struggle before we get there.
For sure, and I mean
that's when we just gotta. There's an answer, but like
there's no obvious answer.
There's no obvious answer, but I think the answer we need more precedents to set it. Like
I don't know, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's like you know what I mean.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like it's the law in itself will always protect women. Like I think that's even the quote of like protect the women and the children. Like I feel like it all comes back to that. Like,
yeah, but I don't absolutes are because it didn't like law didn't protect women at all,
or
like even 100 years ago. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What?
Those absolutes are just kind of voided because because you saying like the law will always protect women. The law didn't protect women at all. Like not very long ago at all. Early 1900s.
As long as feminism holds the way it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Until it changes. Their principles has to change.
All we know is things will change. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but I mean, I don't know when that'll be. That might not be our lifetime.
I wouldn't expect. It doesn't matter. Like it just all you just know that things will change. It's like with trading and stuff. Like breakouts. Like I know this movement's going to go this way. I don't know if it's going to happen at 5 o'clock or at midnight or at 6 in the morning next day. But we're still trending this way. You know what I'm saying? And there's a target. So we know what we need to get to. We don't know how to get to it, but we'll get to it through trial and error. So there will be losses along the way. It doesn't excuse that or whatever. It's just matter of factly, like because that's human discovery. Like if we knew all the answers, we just know all the answers and we have it in place now. But we find these things through getting it right, getting it wrong, more importantly, and correcting those wrongs, and then getting it right later. You know that. Yeah, you don't know what's wrong until you know what's wrong. So we gotta. So yeah, we'll balance it out. Like there was even it was Louis C.K. He had a good bit about this actually. Like he was like, "There's never a good reason to hit a woman." Never? Really? You should never? He gives like 5 examples of times. He's like, you remember that woman on the news? She drowned her 3 babies in the bathtub. And then it was like she just had a psychotic break and drowned the babies. And like the husband comes home and she's just there and babies. So he's like, yeah. So you just met like you're married to a woman. You know, you're however long, 15 years, had 3 wonderful, beautiful baby children. And you come home from working all day, it's a shitty job to provide for these people, and this woman that you love has now drowned the most important things to you in your life. There's never a good reason to hit this bitch. Like, are you kidding me? You can't get a couple hands off. I understand the police should be called, but I never a reason, like for real.
Yeah.
Like
wow.
That's so. I mean, like that's what I'm saying. Extremes are real. When we say anything can happen, we always use that in the positive affirmation of anything can happen. I can win the lottery. I can whatever. I can jump over these rooftops. I can achieve my wildest dreams. But also, anything that happen means you can get struck by lightning on a clear day because nature's nuts. Like what I'm saying. And that's not even a not real thing. Like you get enough like you've been to Vegas and seen like the lightning storms and shit, but it's not even like raining hard, but it's just hot.
Oh yeah.
The heat. Yeah, that's those lightning. When you see lightning, that's hitting the ground. Like you know what I'm saying. So like, anything can happen. From the very best, you can have a cancer can be cured by a 13-year-old tomorrow, but also your favorite person in the world can pass at the same time. It's all, you can be rich, you can be poor, you can be anything you want, but it's all on the table. You have the power to change these things, but that doesn't make, but
the possibilities
but
don't
the
change.
possibilities are endless. It's everything. Like a dinosaur can come out of the ocean right now. We have no fucking idea what's in there. Like it's ridiculous, but it's not impossible. Is my only point there. And when you really know that, you kind of understand that, like, all right, we work off these extremes. We work off these anything's impossible. Like, no one thought a guy could take over a country or get elected to a country, then march on a neighboring country, and then do that and take over a continent and start threatening the other ones. Like, didn't think that was possible, as much as we didn't think two guys on like a dirt road could put some shit together and fly through the air at like Kitty Hawk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Both equally impossible, but they happened and they changed everything. We move differently because of these things. And that happens all the time, good and bad. You know what I'm saying? 9/11, impossible. Obama, impossible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all yin and yang, good and evil, dark, light, high, low, whatever the fuck. It's just, they're always there. So, like,
just gotta keep it long term.
Yeah, you just gotta know that. And as our discovery, like, we work off of those extremes. Kitty Hawk, all the shit didn't get in there the first time. A lot of shit crashed. There's a lot of injuries. Hitler, I'm sure all the speeches weren't hot. You know what I'm saying? You had to get that shit right. You had to get the hair moving right. You had to get the mustache cut and see what the people like. You know what I'm saying? There's some trial and error to being evil. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nothing comes the first. Rome wasn't built in a day. Yeah. You're damn sure not gonna take it over in one.
And they do say the serial killers that be out here doing those mass shootings and shit, they practice on motherfuckers before they go.
Of course you gotta practice. You're just gonna go in here cold? No. Like,
they're crazy enough, I'd believe it.
But they're not, though. So you write them off as just great. No one's their own villain. Like, we're serious. That's why we get caught. That's the lessons we should learn from these things. Or they even try to, when they give you like the breakdown of the people. What was he listening to? What did he like? Who was he following? What was he saying on the internet? Like, what this person? This what they usually write like a manifesto or some shit to say. This is what I was about. You're not gonna agree with it because you're all good people, but like, even you can define what I'm saying is out of my mind. This was what out of my mind was. This is me in it. So you know what I'm saying? And you can process that if you can, if you want to, whatever. But all you should take away from it is that it didn't happen for nothing, even if that something is the worst thing imaginable. You know what I'm saying? It's just from hate, from misinformation, from misunderstanding, from poverty, from desperation, from fear. It's never nothing. No one buys a gun, they gotta buy bullets, goes to the range, does all this stuff to shoot up a mall for nothing because the cable was out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I've read some shit, I believe some shit, I heard this guy say this, it scared the fuck out of me. I'm scared, these people aren't gonna help me. I'm armed because that's my goddamn right as an American. And you know, it's like it's a
stepping stone.
It's a slope. Like, no one joins ISIS on day one. You gotta go through a whole Muslim faith first, and then you gotta reappropriate that terribly. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta discover a religion and then misunderstand it, and then find these people, and then you gotta go through what I assume is a grueling boot camp to then explode yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of plane rides on the way. There's a lot of downtime to be with your thoughts, to gain more information. It's all, I'm sure, terrible. Yeah. It's just not for nothing. We get the end results and we get the 30 seconds horrificness, but like, in all realness, it stemmed from a week ago. It stemmed from a month ago. It stemmed from years ago. It stemmed from a childhood memory that he never let go. One bully said one crazy shit to him, and that shit has been ringing in his ears for 20 years, so he's letting his AK ring off. You know what I'm saying? And the teacher had the wrong words for me, so I said, fuck it. And I let him have it.
It's real.
It's never...
It's real out here, bro.
Yeah, that's why we have to have fucking compassion for people.
Those flashbacks are so crucial.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
You be like...
Now imagine you can't turn them off. That's
I can't turn them off.
They can't. I know.
I'm right here.
Yeah, man. You just gotta be compassionate with people because you don't know what the fuck's going on in someone's head when they're walking by you. Like, what the hell just happened to them in real time or real life?
Yeah, and that's why I've made the effort, especially with feminism, because I was coming off super strong on feminists, like super strong. Like, but I also think a lot of guys have made progress on that because I feel like people are way less sexist.
Of course we have. We will
Fast progress.
We'll have bursts. We'll have retractions. We will. I mean,
Trump's a retraction.
Yeah, but even out of that retraction came like giant women's marches. A lot of organization in the Me Too movement came post that. Like, it's all just a moving chart of like price discovery, high volume pumps. It's totally the same thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about with volume. When the volume doesn't check the price, we see progress going, but I don't think we're all in on this. It's really just a small group here doing this progress. It's probably not going to sustain if we're not all rolling with it. So it retraces. Like we see these things in exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it seems like, oh, there's progress. We felt like there was. Then like a week later, you're like, wait, nothing changed. It's because there wasn't a volume behind that movement. Like there wasn't. It felt like a lot of people because you had 1,000 people on Twitter doing like 10 tweets each, like all in like 2 days. So shit popped off. It looked like we were trending, but it wasn't all Twitter, and it wasn't all of the internet, and damn sure wasn't all the world outside of that. You know what I'm saying? So what really moved? Sometimes it's real, sometimes it's not. It just matters on what that pump is. Did it pump on Twitter? Did it trend on the late shows that night? Are you talking about the next morning on the radio in the morning? Like, there's real strength to like those story cycles, and then shit, is a law being made out of this? Did someone get fired here? Did someone get thrown out of office here? Did someone get elected here? Things happen, and that's when there's real movement. That's real volume behind the movement, and that solidifies that price movement. Now you can go through resistance and find new support. Until you don't. So it's constant. We just gotta hope we're trending in the right way. And feminism, I think we definitely are, just because at the very least we give a fuck. And history tells us that we didn't give a fuck. Like my grandmother, no one gave a fuck. My mother, people gave a fuck, but like my mom's a black woman, so still fighting to give a fuck. And me, we give a fuck, but you see what's happening in the streets, so not everyone gives a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, and even, I'm freestyling here. I've not thought of any of these thoughts before, so I dare say the retraction that we're seeing, even with like, I don't know, I'm not going to stand too hard on this, but I'm going to say it because I'm thinking it. I would say we're seeing a retraction in racial equality and everything surrounding that, right? And I would say that the retraction might not have the volume behind it. And that's why we'll see a retrace back to the upside. Because it's really isolated thing. I mean, it's police forces, and I understand that they're all over the U.S. and this happened in almost every major city. But like, it's not the people, as it were. It's some of the people. It's the police force, and it's a lot of people. That's not as much as all the people. And most of the people are still on the side of this is wrong. You know what I'm saying? There's always more protesters than there are police, even though the police can combat those masses. Just from a straight numbers point, that's the case. There's more people protesting on the side of you need to stop this than the people doing the thing that we're protesting against. So with that, I feel like the momentum is still, even though there's a retracement, because those small numbers are doing, you know, big buys or big sells on the ideal of equality and whatever. But you know what I'm saying?
No,
I
I
think
get you.
I think we'll see a retracement back up just because yeah, didn't have real value. People aren't behind it.
It was. They actually say a very similar thing for the UK, and I don't remember their parties, so let me not say them and fuck y'all up. But they had a certain party that had more liberal ideals, and that party won out for like the 90s, the 2010s. But there was a huge group of like older white people that were like, yo, I have never liked any of this. I hate all of this. I just shut up because so many of y'all loved it. But now that y'all have quieted down, I need
Yeah.
to scream from the hills.
And see, that's like the times of low value. You know what I'm saying? We're all quiet down because we think we're all good on this. So we're all talking about then these couple loud voices like, wait, I thought we were cool with this. We're not. Fire off. So really loud, but small subset.
Yeah.
Big jump in price, or verbal price.
Yeah, it's
The more I do, the more trading and chart, I really see everything as a version of it, and I just don't think it's wrong. That's why I feel like Fibonacci sequences show up everywhere, like throughout humanity. There's a real like order. Like there's, you know, the chaos comes from like the different orders kind of colliding. Because we're like, I feel like all these things can be like charted differently, but like kind of like if you're playing altcoins, you need to be looking at the Bitcoin chart because they'll move off of that, or you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
or even vice versa. So, like you can put like racial equality, like or just different places, America, racial equality, wage gaps, or the way we look at cost of living. Um, I don't know. There's, whatever the fuck we deal with. Like, there's whatever, and you can see kind of these. You can kind of chart these ideas through history of like, all right, are we progressing in the right direction here? Like, laws were passed here. Laws were passed here. Riots were in the streets. Laws were passed here. Slavery was abolished. Wars were fought. Like, so you can see like that kind of thing trends that way, and some things trend down, and possible reverses. I think reversals are like big moments of time.
Okay.
I think those are the ones that we.
Martin Luther King, shit like that. Or that's like
That's a
leading to a
continuation.
breakout.
Yeah, that's a big. Yeah, I would say it's interesting.
Well,
because I was about to say I have a dream, but I think really is the broadcasting the sit-ins in I think Montgomery, Alabama.
oh, for the buses. Montgomery buses.
It's either Alabama or Mississippi, but they did the sit-ins where the police chief sick the dogs and the hoses on them, like, and they're in the streets, like, and they're just like these black like college students, and that's like, you know what I'm saying, getting fucked up in the streets, and that was on like it was on CNN and shit like that. It was broadcast news because like he had the forethought. He was like, bring the media here. They need to see what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen because it's been happening. But if you guys, I can tell you about it. But if you saw this shit, you wouldn't be able to sit comfortably with it. So that was he. He was a master marketer of the ideas of freedom. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so the media was there, so they saw exactly the same way we see, the same way. He started that,
Yeah.
as it were, and so I feel like that was like the breakout of like, okay, we have full exposure. Now they're hearing us because you can't unsee that, and that was before trap music, so there's no images of just people getting fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Movies are like Quentin Tarantino's not out. Like, there's no people aren't just fucking shit up on TV on the news.
Yeah.
Like, this is not Hollywood, and Hollywood's not this
Dramatic.
crazy. Now I gotta eat dinner and watch this shit? God damn. No, we can't do this. We cannot do this.
Yeah, action movies may have really desensitized us from a lot of shit. Like, we still see it, but it's like,
Nah.
I cut dude's head off on Mortal Kombat just yesterday. I mean, come on now.
Nah. I feel you, but like, nah. Every time one of those videos come around, like, it's a different sinking.
But bro, you don't even like horror movies though.
Yeah, but it's real though. Like, I know that this happened, or when you know it happened, like, it's just like, alright, that any of the guys, there's no suspended disbelief. Like, even a horror movie, it's like gross, but like, I gotta believe Freddy Krueger can come to my dreams to even be scared. You know what I'm saying? You gotta suspend me that far to even make me get into the knives and the fact that he's burned victim. Like, you can't fuck with me awake. And who's bitch ass come to my dreams? Like, who do you think you are? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta give him all of that to be.
Freddy's bitch made, but I'm talking about Jason.
Same thing. Some kid has to drown at a fucking school when he's a kid, and then come back and hunt every Friday the 13th, like an anniversary is showing. Like,
school shooter's autobiography.
No, he died. Like, he's just not a guy in with a machete and a ski mask. He's like a immortal demon of hate and whatever the fuck and bullying.
For sure.
That's scary. You can't stop him. A guy comes at me with a Jason mask in these streets. I dare you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I've been waiting to whip Jason's ass.
I've been waiting to whip Jason's ass. You getting all of this. Like,
they brought the bootleg perfect.
Yeah, you'll never see Jason terrorizing the streets of Atlanta, Georgia. You'll see a dead man in the streets of Atlanta, Georgia. Like, it's not a thing. Who cares? Yeah. They'd make it disappear here. Like, you just, you okay?
Yeah, you can't play out here. Yo.
It'd be fast.
No, I won't lie. The videos out here have, like, they've traumatized me a little. Videos in the States, like, when I be seeing them, like, they're crazy. Don't get me wrong. Like, even recently, there was the one where dude killed somebody, like, on video. It was very graphic. It wasn't that bad. Out here, when they really cut your fucking head off, and they don't chop it the first try.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
when it comes to kick the spine.
Yeah, like, when they go for the second and the third one, it's like
strong.
Super strong.
Lifts.
And I mean, his arms must be weak as fuck because this effort is crazy.
Could be a dull axe.
It could be anything, boy. And
sharpen your axe before it beheadings. Fun tip.
Ain't lying. But I feel like that's part of the pleasure.
It can't be.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna kill you with a dull one.
We gotta move
on. Jason don't sharpen his shit.
I think he does.
Yo, if he does, he has a lot of free time.
Walking down the pier, he's just like...
He's got all the free time.
He has nothing but free time. He only terrorizes once a year.
Shit. You sleeping the rest of the year in the water.
Sleeping in the water.
He's half merman.
I'm supposed to be afraid of a mermaid?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Aquaman doesn't scare me at all.
You ain't scared of Jason Momoa?
You right?
That blonde one, I agree with you. That blonde one can suck it. No one cares.
Blonde one with the gills and shit.
Yeah, Jason stopped talking to fucking fish. Yeah. I don't know what happened to him.
I wish that movie made sense. It'd been tight.
Yeah, that's a weird one. And that's for a lot of the DC movies. Because for Batman, or at least in like the Justice League version, the butler, Alfred, I don't remember that actor's name. But he's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And like every time I see him, his performance is always like A+. He comes in as Alfred. He's Alfred. And then the rest of the movie is just like, I don't know how you guys fuck it up with everything. That's That's the theme of DC movies. We fuck it up when we have everything.
See, the problem with like, I don't know why, but it's reoccurring.
Oh, you got something right here, bro.
A word?
Other side, yeah. You touched it?
Yeah.
No, you didn't get it.
No.
Yeah, that's it.
Problem with like retelling classic stories, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's ego or if they have to. And if they have to, they shouldn't have to. And that's why Peter Jackson's great because he didn't. But people feel like they have to put their funk on these classic stories and like remix it or add something extra, like their touch to it or whatever. And in doing so, they inexplicably always forget the heart of why any of these events were happening. They strip the events to fit into a timeline so they can make shit happen, but they forget the emotional energy or even the real reason why these things happen. And that's why we cared about these things. Like Ultron, well, I don't know why I went straight Marvel, shit, stick with DC, because it's right there. Fucking the death of Superman. Alright, have you ever
Superman himself?
Huh?
Superman himself. Go ahead.
Have you seen the death of Superman? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I think I watched how the events played out on Justice League.
Okay.
The cartoon.
So and that's another thing. DC animated movies are amazing. That's a great universe they put together. They've done what MCU did in live movies, they did in cartoon movies, and it's tight. It's dark though. It's wildly dark. But it's tight. It's hard. Yeah. So like the movie, I use that movie as an example because it's perfect. It's not really about Superman, right? The title of it's The Death of Superman. You know what's going to happen. Superman's going to die. So the story is about Metropolis, right? And it's about everyone around Superman and them having to deal with seeing their hero die. So the whole point, the whole ramp up is the people showing love to Superman. Like we meet this restaurant owner that just likes talking shit. Sounds like a New York kind of guy. Like, yeah, it's my boy Soups. You know what I'm saying? Same for the building, talking like that. Like he's homeboy Superman, but he's like met him a couple times, but he flexes and he took like a picture with him and in his restaurant, shit's named after Superman and stuff like that. This is good. This guy. And it's how Metropolis feels about him. That's like the feeling. And through the course of it, and also he's telling Lois he loves her for the first time. And revealing that he's fuck him. That's this whole thing. Because also the Flash is getting married and he's having a wedding and he's like, wait, does she know? Dude, she's known for years. How does she not? It's insane. You don't just spring the tumble on someone on the honeymoon. And so now he's thinking about his position. And he's having talks with Wonder Woman. It's all about like him loving Lois, Lois loving him, and the city loving him. And then he's sent off to die in the city. So everyone, you know what I'm saying? So that's the story, right? That's the point of, that's what makes that, when Superman dies at the end of that movie, you might shed a tear because of the emotion that leads up to it. It's not from the hands thrown, which is impressive, it's just a good fight. But like it's the emotion behind it is like, everyone's so sad and everyone's like willing to take a bullet for the man that takes bullets for people. Everyone's like, you can see them, they're like, I'd be out there. Like they're like sitting there like, I want to go, but if he's whooping on him, we're all watching, you know what I'm saying? Like the powerlessness of it all. That's the heart of that story, right? And when they went to take that into the live action version, they just stripped out the fighting aspect of it. Doomsday, Superman, Doomsday beats him to death. And the fact that an underlying part of all that is that Doomsday was sent by Darkseid, and that was his first attack. So that's all that emotion, and then also this is the Avengers, Thanos attacking New York. This is just the first wave of this should could do it for me, or this first wave. So that's all that. They leave all that shit behind. They just strip out the fight. Superman has to die, and then they merge it with a whole another story about Batman, Superman's conflict and shit, which they fucked up on every level, even before getting to that point. They fucked up Superman's whole identity and what he stood for and whatever. They made him the reluctant hero when he should be the hero's hero. You know what I'm saying? He should have the Captain America enthusiasm for battle, running in. When you see him running on the front lines, he's the one breaking out. I'm getting these first punches in. You can get what I leave behind. You understand me? That's.
Superman was almost like the Dark Knight, and the Dark Knight was like the Dark.
They're the same person. There's they shouldn't have beef. There was no reason for them to have beef. They were both had the same angst and anger, and it's Superman shouldn't have any of this, and that's why they should have a problem. Batman was really coming from a Lex standpoint or that's where it should have been. I don't trust anyone that doesn't have any demons. What? It's the same. It's the same reason Tony Stark had the beef with Captain America when Wanda started giving him all the little memories at I think it was the beginning of Ultron. Tony sees everyone dying and the big shit's coming in the sky and whatever, but Cap didn't get phased. He tried to touch him and hit him or something. And everyone's fucked up, and they all seem their worst fears and they try to repress. And he's like, "You okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm okay." He's like, "Is there a problem?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't really trust anyone that doesn't have a dark side, bro." What? Yeah, you didn't see anything? What? We're fucked up. We're all Thor done seen shit from 1,000 years ago, and he's seeing galactic dreams. I'm seeing the death of all of you people, and the sky broken up, and the Hulk's. You seeing two motherfuckers, and you know what I'm saying? Black Widow. She's fucking seeing her old ballet, and the teachers that put her through all kind of shit as children, and you didn't see nothing. You've been in a whole war. Frozen ice, and nothing keeps you up at night, so
you good?
Nah, I don't trust you.
You got something to do with it.
That's kind of how Batman felt. He's just or as Batman was well, that's how Lex felt. Lex is you can't. There has to be something else. And then Batman's sure, I'm as reluctant, but also we have to have a plan. Because no matter what, even if someone takes you over, we gotta know how to take you down. And I need you to know that I know how to do that. That's a big part of that beef. And also, they just had a different idea. It was Batman was a vigilante, and in the original Batman vs Superman story, the president sent Superman to Gotham. Because he's America. He's a soldier. Loose definition of that. Does what he wants, but at the same time, he does what's right.
He's the good trooper.
He does what's right for the well-being, and from his idea, that's from the government, because that was the times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but they stripped all that shit. They stripped all that and just they gotta fight. Why? They gotta fight. Stop asking questions. And then they gotta fight, and they gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? That's all they took away from it. And then that's why the rest of the movie is such bullshit, because nothing's happening. They're just trying to make up shit to say because they have nothing to say. There's no reason to care about when they're throwing hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you're gonna do that, just have them throw hands the entire time. John Wick, go martial arts movie, or go straight kung fu movie. Because a kung fu movie just has enough dialogue to get you to the next ass whooping, and that's a whole genre, and that's fine. It's tight.
It's great.
I don't want to reduce DC movies to that because there's a lot of good story and shit. They just need to do it right. So I don't know if these directors feel like they have to put their shit on it. I don't know why they just don't rip it from the comic books and just put people in place. Say, read this, do this.
Yeah.
I don't know. Excuse me. I don't know.
That and
I've
no
thought about
foresight.
that a lot. Huh?
That the lack of foresight and I guess with this Schneider version of Justice League, we gonna really see. That's the only thing that makes me happy about it because everyone was talking that mad head like the Schneider version.
If you're looking forward to or anticipating Schneider version, you've been tricked, you've been had, you've been bamboozled. And you need to stay woke.
Oh no, there are people I want to talk to about it.
Not to even there's if there was a good movie to be there. All right. Anyone that thinks that the Snyder Cut could be a good movie didn't watch the original movie and take in why that movie was terrible. Because if you know why that movie was bad, then you know that there's no recut of this movie that can make it better. Because to make this better, you have to go redo a whole other couple movies. You got to redo Superman's original origin. You can't have his dad die in a fucking tornado that he doesn't save him from because his dad's telling him he has to stay hidden. That's not his origin. Like that reluctance is not a thing. And his dad grew old. Like he didn't have that trauma. That wasn't a thing. They tried to make him relatable. Like no.
Yeah.
He's void of that. That's not his story.
He's damn near perfect.
Making that his story makes him the dark person, which makes the conflict later make no sense. So, yeah, there's no Snyder Cut that erases Superman's Return or whatever the fuck that movie was.
Mm-hmm.
The one that came before. Yeah, you can't. So that's you can't fix that.
I was on the other side of this exact same conversation. That's all I'm saying. And that's why I'm ready for it.
No, you're not the people brought it up to me, and I say you've been tricked. I don't know how. Yes, you gotta stop being tricked. I haven't heard a single word Kanye West has said in the last however many months he's been trying to be relevant. I refuse to hear it. I will not be tricked. I will not be
led astray.
Not even led astray, because I know it's all straight. I'm not even, you can't get my attention. That's all you want. And you're not getting it because me giving you my attention is me being tricked. That's all you want. So I'm not going to trick you into giving you what you want for doing some shit that I know is going to piss me off. And this is that. This is a guy trying to save his reputation because he was given $1 million budget to make something great and he fucked it up from the foundation. And so he has... sure 10 hours of movie on his floor and he's just like, yo, but look, if I could have made it 4 hours, it would have been good. There's no good 4-hour movie. Like, who the fuck are you? James Cameron? No.
That's the kind of shit they're going for? Oh, you don't even know about the Snyder Cut. You ain't look at it.
I know what it's about. I'm not going to watch the movie.
No. I thought that was legitimately like something that happened. I thought he was really saying this is going to be a 4-hour movie.
It's going to be like 3.5 hours for like.
That's real.
They're adding more movies. That's the whole point of the movie.
Oh.
It's a director's cut.
Okay.
It's an extended version, so there's going to be more bullshit you don't care about. That he's arguing makes this a good movie.
I thought it was completely a different movie. I thought it was just different scenes.
How?
Huh?
How? You think he has a whole other movie just somewhere? It's insane.
Yeah, well, the way they talked about
the movie again? No. You've been...
No, I'm saying...
I'm
saying because, like, they have, for example, all of those Dark Side scenes, plus the, just additions.
So you think they cut out all the good stuff and then this is what they gave us to try to make their money back? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like if there was a better movie, you would have given us a better movie. You can't tell me that they told you to cut out all the fire shit. It's impossible. Like impossible. That would make them the worst everything of all time.
Yeah.
And unless that's what you're saying, unless this one guy is saying, and even to the effect, he could be right. Because it's not like they've not mismanaged everything, but he's also been part of that, so he's not escaped from this blame. He's not them. He's them. He's trying to say he's not them. But we know he's them. But he's trying to say, I'm me, and them is fucking shit up. But we're like, nah, you're them. You're them fucking shit up. Don't be tricked into thinking he's me. He's them. Stay woke.
Lord.
Yeah, we're gonna end it there. It's time. But
Make sure you remember, he is them.
he is them. Don't let them tell you that he's him. He's them. They don't give a fuck about us. And until next time.
Motherfuckers never loved us.
Peace out, everybody.